have something for you.
So,
do you need me for something?
Whoa. Hello, handsome. He's Barrett. I'm Barrett. Other than that mind-bending fact, there's really not that much to it. You've got to be joking. Nope. Okay. Skipping the initial shock of it all. Agreed. Not worth it. Forming a hypothesis. You know, my captain asked the same thing. Different captain, though, so you aren't an exact facsimile. From my readings, you don't have your appendix, and you're a quarter of a centimeter taller than me. Minor differences, but fascinating. I wonder what else is different. Me. Accurate. I'm just, passing through. Molecular binary schism? Temporal twinning? Group hallucination? Don't forget the fluctuations in the energy patterns, which align almost deterministically. Harmonized vibrations distorting some mechanical barrier between neighboring universes? Impossible to know with such a minute subset of readings. We need more data. Obviously. Why stop at 2? It won't work. The energy required increases exponentially per anomaly. I'm already exhausted. In a way that's hard to describe. Not physically or mentally, but something else. Sorry, friend. You'll feel right as rain when I dissipate. I'll be Barrett Prime. Amundsen is fine. Usually the barrier between us is too thick to communicate much anyway. Amundsen? Now I know you're not me. Hey, one of us has to keep it classy. Whoa there. Sustaining this connection requires a lot of concentration. Is this permanent? You will eventually monitor the energy fluctuations and agree. But no, this is unusual. I could study this forever. Irvin told me to just enjoy it and collect data on the side for later. And I'm glad I did. Irvin? He's with you. He's okay? By the tone of your voice, I'm gathering some things in our lives might be a bit different. Is he happy? Yes, he is. Our daughter pilots the ship after Vasco was destroyed. But otherwise, we've survived the war well. I have so many questions. I wonder how many paths I've taken, we've taken, how many variations, how many ended with heartache and how many with joy. I think about that all the time. Wait, what's that noise? Starborn ship. What happens for any of us? I don't think it works that way, though. Maybe I'm just a construct or a memory. I don't know. But I don't feel pain. Good to know. We can handle this. On it. can't hold on to you. I'm struggling, being pulled through the barrier. This is probably it, friends. Amundsen, cherish every moment with them.
I already do, my friend. I promise.
Whoa! So look, for the record, I am the same Barrett that came here with you. For sure. I think. Could you imagine if I just kept pulling other Barretts into existence? Forever? An entire universe full of me. True. How would I stand out in a crowd made entirely of myself anyway? Anyway, it's a relief, you know. I have this ability, this power, and I'm still just me. Just regular Barrett. And I already feel like it's subsiding. I no longer feel like I'm in a huge crowd. I thought so too. Other me, other Barrett, seemed like he was able to handle himself well in that fight. Anyway, we'll see. If the other me gets in the way, I can just release him, or stop using the power entirely. For now, I just need to use this power a bit and digest what all has happened. That's pretty exhausting, really. So I might only do it when I feel like we could use backup. For now, anyway.
Walter Stroud.
Everything's so
And
new.
on behalf of Stroud,
Walter Starriard has single-handedly disrupted the market. He's got a vision, that's for sure.
mercenary new starships.
I came up. This place is something else.
A pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the premier star yard in the settled systems. We may be new, but I think you'll see why everyone's talking about us. Thank you. So, what sort of ship are you looking for? Absolutely.
My business is switching to Stroud Eklund. It just makes sense.
You have a good day.
I can't decide which model to get.
What if we went for the family recreation demo instead? It's a much bigger market than Explorers, and no one else is doing it. Oh, this must be Walter's consultant friend. Please, come join us. We've been waiting for you. Hello. Hi there. You must be Walter's colleague. He informed me that you'd be taking charge of Project Kepler despite the fact that we have a fully dedicated R&D staff already assigned to it. But that's okay. I'm sure that even though you have virtually no experience with this, you'll do a great job. Well, I hope your enthusiasm counts for something. Anyway, let's get to it.
We shall see.
As you probably know, we're tasked with coming up with Stroud Eklund's next hit starship. But we have budget concerns, market research to finish, and we can't seem to agree on a design. So I guess Walter sent you to resolve these issues. Have at it. Okay, good. So, before we can do anything, we need to resolve the budget issue. We were charged with building the newest, hottest ship on the market, which won't be possible unless we petition the board for more money. So we have two new budget proposals. One will allow us to build what I consider to be a very sensible ship, but we'll have to make some tough design cuts. The other will allow us much more flexibility to put whatever we want into the ship. It's what I call the kitchen sink proposal. I don't love it, but it'll be next to impossible to approve. What should we go with? I was afraid you'd say that. Look, I'm the one who has to go to the board with this proposal, so before I can convince them this is going to be worth it, you're going to need to convince me. Well, I'm all ears because it's going to take a miracle to convince them. A smart leader knows when some ideas just aren't worth pursuing. I know how this works. If we have all those options, we're just going to eat up the entire budget using them all. I mean, you're not wrong. We've got to ask them for more money anyway. Might as well go big. Okay, I think you made some good points. I'll go to the board with the kitchen sink proposal and get that approved.
Fight for your vision, Jules. But be prepared to compromise. The universe might not be ready.
Great, that's one problem solved. I'll go forward with that budget proposal and we can move on. Next, we need to gather some market data. The best way to do this is to outfit your ship with some sensors and take it through some real-world scenarios so we can make more informed design decisions. Great! Just pick up a mission or two at the mission board and proceed like you normally would. We'll collect the data when you return. If you take on a variety of missions, we can build a ship to handle a variety of scenarios. But if you just fly one mission, we can build a more focused ship. It's up to you. In the meantime, you might also want to talk with the team, get to know them, give feedback on their proposals, etc. Good luck out there.
So, you're Walter's friend. I know he chose you to head this project as some... Honestly, as senior technical designer, I was hoping to receive that honor, but, regardless, I'm excited to help you out. Do you have any experience building? Good. We were worried you knew nothing, and this would be a as long as you are willing to listen to us, we may... Now, I know you've been asked to give feedback on our design proposals. Of course. But first, let me ask you this. Yes! Finally, a kindred spirit operating on my own wavelength. You see, while many ships will operate to that end, few ships are designed with exploration as their primary goal. It's my hope that we can jumpstart a new era of affordable, accessible space exploration, fueled by ordinary people like you and me. Thanks. Let me tell you, we would not regret going with my idea. This is a chance to do something that will truly inspire future generations. Well, as a senior designer, I'm trusted to work on some pretty important features on these. Most of my work is on the technical features, designing them to be more user-friendly. Computer systems like navigation, targeting, you name it. It may not be as glamorous as what Frank does, but without me, these ships would be almost impossible for the average consumer to actually use. Bye.
I'm wondering if we need another chef in the kitchen. Then again, I hear Walter brought you in to finally make a decision around here. Well, quite the opposite, actually. See, I don't care who makes the decision, so long as someone does it. And said proposal doesn't make me regret getting into it. Speaking of which, I think my plan will get us where we need to be as quickly and efficiently as possible. It's simple, no frills, and most importantly, won't cause me any major headaches on the engineer. It's truth, and we need it. The others believe we need to think big and innovate. Reality is, we just need to do what we do better than anyone else. So I'm thinking, there's loads of fighters. No sense in mucking about with that again. And we've already got one of the best luxury liners in the biz. What I figure is, the cargo running business is booming, and no one's quite built a personal craft like. Nothing fancy, no frills. Just a simple, sturdy, inexpensive ship with cargo room up the wazoo and make it. Yes, of course. Zhuzh it up, just enough to disappoint me even more when we ultimately... Later, mate.
This is going great. Just fantastic. Oh, yes, I actually do have a proposal. I wasn't really expecting you to give me feedback, but I'd like to see us branch out a bit more in the starfighter market.
Profits are just going to keep it flying. I know, but she's been with us for ages.
You could be right.
Got a business to
There's
run.
got to be a better way to pitch the idea. I'll give it some more
I do
thought.
like the ships we're looking at.
We'll chat again soon, okay? Hi. Need something?
Oh, you really want to hear my ideas? So, I was thinking that we could really use a recreational craft in our fleet. But not like super luxurious like our Adonis pleasure yacht, something marketed more towards families. Something Mom and Dad could pack up and take the kids on vacation. You probably think that's stupid, right? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have shared with you after all. You know, you really didn't need to be a jerk about it. Take care, okay?
You know, I have designed spacecraft for over... So, you must have really impressed Walter for him to... Never mind that. Perhaps he sees in you what he sees in... I did not say that. And yet, if we must play by corporate rules, perhaps my ideas will appeal to you more than my colleagues. Imagine a luxury craft designed for the most discerning of tastes. Every feature designed for comfort and peace of mind. High-end performance, precision engineering, a spacecraft for those who wish to be seen. I think I understand what you mean. It is not enough to say it's a high-end luxury ship. Who is flying this ship? Oh, thank you. I will think on this in... later.
Welcome to Stroud Eklund.
Something else. Well, what do you expect? The Eklund family.
Are you ready to do some business?
Then you throw in.
Oh, you.
Still, to go from literally nothing to ships that give tile run for its money. Have you seen this? Specs on the Adonis? I'd rather be in a ship that can defend
We have a
itself.
state-of-the-art R&D department. Here.
Maybe the Venture then.
I have something for you. I have something for you.
Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem. Sure thing. I'm sure you can find...
I want to do your business quick. How about I just show you?
You might want this.
Welcome to... Aquila City is... Huh. Down to business, then. Do you have business with the Trade Authority? I do have need of a courier, but it requires discretion. Take this message to the Den. There's a Trade Authority rep there, Marcel. If you could take... And that's the last we will speak. You have a great day.
You might want this. I have something
Aquila's
for
one
you.
of the oldest cities in the settled
Please,
systems.
here's what I have in stock right now.
I heard Mr. Wright's gonna be looking for an apprentice. Sure, Lorraine has the guns, but if you want to rain outlaws, Ashta. Don't make me regret this now.
Got the Ranger's badge, did you?
Some days
That's
it's
great.
gotta keep you Rangers. Stay safe. I mean it.
Hey,
You might want this. Isn't for some wild alien pie recipe.
My dear darling, Atlantis. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Hi there, traveler. Could you spare a moment? We have a subterranean scanner that's been gathering data nearby, but all of us here are busy. And perhaps scared, venturing too far away. Could you get the latest data readings? That's terrific. Thanks. Howdy. This extra data will put us way ahead. Please take this. It's...
Hey, you might want this.
If you're feeling generous, you could help us out. Or we can just dust your ship. If that's how you want to play. If you're feeling if that's how you want to play it. Time to die.
out of New Atlantis, taking universals out and to get closer to God and to appreciate the galaxy. Space travel is dangerous, but fortunately, whether it's respect for our religious beliefs or the fact that we carry them. Have you ever felt something spiritual while traveling? I've jumped dozens of times, and I still don't know I've had the revel, but I'll keep jumping. I sympathize with that. It was a pleasure talking with you. But I hope God watches over you out there.
I know now isn't the best time, but I need to talk with you.
If you need anything, are you ready to do some business? Absolutely.
I can't believe Stroud pulled this off.
We're making progress now, I guess.
The ship design is, you know, it works in some ways. In others, it's, you know, probably fine. But it might have a touch of feature creep. But it looks, you know, nice.
So you managed to complete a couple different missions. This will give us lots of data to support building a ship that can tackle a variety of scenarios. Of course, if we build a ship like that, we may need the kitchen sink budget, but we'll see. Thanks for your help. Now we just need to solve our interpersonal issues so we can agree on a design. Easy, right? You seem awfully confident for someone who doesn't know how long we've been dealing with this. I've tried everything I can think of besides some sort of hokey team building exercise. So, what do you think you can do differently? I can't believe I didn't think of that. It's fair. Everyone goes around the table and makes a cut. This should drive us towards a more focused design. And... Great! Let's get ready to disappoint everyone equally.
Frank, please. Everybody, listen. Let's give this a chance, okay? Okay.
Well, here goes nothing. Okay, everyone. Our friend here, remember, not me, has decided in order to move forward, we're going to go around the table and everyone is going to give up one major aspect of your design. It's the fairest way to do this, and ultimately, I think it's going to make our collective design choices a lot easier. Okay, fine. I'll go first. I'm willing to cut some of the included hardpoints. It'll mean less firepower, but the consumer can still add them afterwards, I suppose.
You're looking at me, huh? I guess that means you want me to go. Oh, look, I'll be easy. You know I wasn't looking for anything fancy, but...
I guess we can cut some of the extra sensors and data collection equipment? As long as this thing can still make it to deep space and back with no problem, I'll be happy.
I'd be willing to give up some of the passenger space, maybe. Yeah, that should be okay.
Frank?
Okay, fine, you win. I'll cut out some of the luxury designs and features. All that gold trim was going to be tacky anyway.
Well then, that wasn't so bad. I feel much more confident we can actually build this thing. We're all super glad you're here, right? Based on the decisions you made, well, I'm not quite sure what kind of ship we're going to end up with, but it should be capable in a variety of situations. It sure will have a lot of stuff to it. This ship's going to be big, and it's going to have the best components available. I'm sure it'll be very capable of handling any situation thrown at it. This thing is going to be a beast, and I don't know how we're going to make it look halfway presentable. Now that we've addressed all our issues, we can move forward, finalize the design, and get this into production pretty quickly.
I heard they're making a new class of ship here.
Hey, you might want
This
this.
is UC Security. Prepare to be scanned for contraband.
Hey,
Be
you're not
advised,
busy?
You
Let's
have
chat.
been identified as a known criminal. Respond immediately, or we will be forced to open. I've got special orders. You're coming with me. Stand down and prepare for immediate transport to our vessel. I've been authorized to inform you that you are being transferred. Other than that, I'm not at... We have orders to transport you and your vessel to your flight. Any deviation from those orders on your... Smart decision. Stand by.
I'm telling you, the commander's got plans for this loser. Why else would he be going through all this trouble? I still don't understand why he trusts a criminal. Seems like too much of a risk. Stop worrying and keep an eye on our guest. I'll be right back. You just sit tight. The commander wants to have a little chat. The prisoner's ready, sir. I hope you're comfortable. We have a lot to discuss. Not this time. So, let me see what we're working with here. Seems you had a bit of a reckless past. Always fancied yourself as a wild one, eh? We can work with that. I also see that you mined on Vectera, and now you're with Constellation. You've certainly been quite busy. Oh, and look at that. Right at the bottom of this list is the criminal incident that landed you in my crosshairs. I will, when I'm ready. Now that we have that out of the way, let me introduce myself. My name is Commander Kibwe Ikande, and I'm in charge of this operation for UC SysDev. Are you familiar with what we do? Yes, well, this is your only opportunity to keep yourself out of jail. So I suggest you change your attitude. UC SysDev is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle the big picture stuff, we deal with a very particular problem. The Crimson Fleet. That convict is where you enter the picture. I don't remember asking how you felt about anything. We've been prodding at the Crimson Fleet for years, trying to take them down one ship at a time. We barely scratched the surface. If we can get someone on the inside, we have a shot at finding a loose thread we can pull to bring it all down. Not for me. For yourself. Look, I'm going to make this simple. Agree to work for UC SysDev, and together we take down the Crimson Fleet. Refuse, and I tell these guys to throw you into the nearest lockup. Might even tack on an extra few hundred credits to your fine. I'm not coercing you into doing anything. I'm simply giving you a chance to redeem yourself. So, what do you say? You going to work with me, or should I find someone else? Smart choice. I'm going to have one of my men escort you to the operations center. I strongly suggest that you don't give him any trouble. And don't bother trying to leave the ship. I think you'll find all access to the docking area is fully restricted.
All right, let's go.
So, did took the op instead of serving the time. Gotta be the commander's new mole, huh? Going in all alone, infiltrating a bunch
Go
of
on.
planets.
I wouldn't leave the commander like that.
Still, it makes you wonder, especially with the stories that go around. Like the one about how the fleet deals with informants by lashing them to the hull of a ship, and then slowly letting the air out of their suit. Could you imagine a worse way to go? I know I could. But I wouldn't worry about it. Since the commander handpicked you, I'm guessing you can hold your breath for a really long time, right?
Yes, what?
All right. This is as far as I go. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Ikande should be waiting for you.
Hey.
Yes?
Hello?
Ah, there you are. Excellent. Now that we've established your level of cooperation with us, I want to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDef's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet. Which is precisely why we're taking a more clandestine approach. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse. Good. I have just the right place for you to start. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention. That's classified. Suffice to say that the smuggler who was previously holding it will be spending the rest of their life in prison. Well, it's the best we've got. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. If I didn't have confidence in your abilities, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Remember,
This entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down. Fine. Whatever gets the job done. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDev, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control. The Crimson Fleet doesn't follow the rules. They only abide by one thing: money. All of their morals and social graces fall by the wayside in pursuit of their greed. At first glance, this can appear quite enticing, so I'm warning you not to get lured into their trap. Think you can handle that? That's what I wanted to hear. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be aware that you're working for the United Colonies. Basically, if you land in jail, you're going to have to deal with the fines. While you're running with the Crimson Fleet, you're undoubtedly going to be faced with some morally gray decisions. It's going to be difficult for you to weigh the consequences of pulling the trigger while maintaining your cover. Do what you have to do, but remember why you're out there in the first place. That's why I expect you to constantly seek alternative means to overcome your obstacles, rather than blowing holes in them. Look, I can see that you're struggling with this. So let me simplify this for you. If there's a route to your goal which doesn't involve killing innocent people, I'm urging you to follow that path. Use your instincts. I'm certain you'll do the right thing. That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the Vigilance and attempting to keep it within your vicinity. When you feel you've gathered enough evidence, and at the completion of your assignments, head back here for a debrief. Beyond that, you're completely on your own. Dismissed.
Excuse me. Most of our operations team graduated top of their class at the academy. If there's fleet out there, we'll find them.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood? Well, you better. Commander Akande's entire operation is resting on your shoulders. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig. For the sake of the settled systems, I hope you're right. That minor skirmish you had with them on Vectera was nothing compared to the death and destruction those pirates leave behind. If you've seen what I've seen, you'd understand why I'm pushing you so hard. That's all we're asking. Oh, before you go, there's one more thing. Commander Akande has authorized a credit disbursement for each piece of evidence that you return, as compensation for your efforts. It's not generous, it's motivational. Commander Akande's idea. All right. We've loaded a container of Aurora into your ship's cargo hold. We're also providing you with a sample you can use to tease the goods. We've cleared your ship for launch. Proceed to Sidonia. Make contact with Saoirse Bowden. And with any luck, she'll point you to the Crimson Fleet. That should do it. You're dismissed. Don't worry, the container's been registered with UC Security, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Even if you're scanned. Of course, if we find out you tried to sell it to someone outside the boundaries of this particular operation, well, I don't think I need to tell you the consequences of making that mistake. I'll be here if you have any more questions.
At this place. Now isn't the best time, but I need to talk to you.
How are you, Dusty?
I have something for you. You know, I needed this. Exploring the galaxy with you by day, investigating the mysterious legal woes of my long-dead spouse by night. You know, I couldn't agree more. I was just remembering how I'd pour my heart out to Vasco. So many times. I told him all about Irvin. He showed me a chart of how sad I should expect to feel. He was really hoping the visual presentation would help. It did not. Oh, we got to point B many times just fine. Top-notch co-pilot. Would recommend him to anybody. Anyway, I'm glad you're here right now because we have things to discuss about Irvin's case. I heard back from my contact. They looked into Hephaestus Mining Corporation. Looks like they paid off the judge. And that's not all. My contact really came through for us. Turns out the witness was threatened until he withdrew his testimony. And thanks to our contact, we now have the receipts. I'm glad you're confident already. I'm not, though. I'm worried we don't have enough evidence to go up against a massive corporation like that. So I know a cyber runner who has accessed corporate archives before. They can dig into the classified archives before we go to a lawyer. We can pay extra for them to use less legal methods to obtain information, but that adds risk. I appreciate that, Captain. But I'll take care of any fines or bribes that come up from this. You have always been so supportive of me during this process. Let me take care of this part. Depending on what they find out, it might be time to talk to a lawyer. I'll see if I can find one. Whew. Taking on Hephaestus isn't going to be easy. And I say this as someone with actual superpowers. Why couldn't I have gotten something more useful? Like the art of cross-examination. Might have come in handy at the trial. Massages are nice for relieving stress, sure, but have you ever jumped around in an atmosphere full of human-sized, colorful bubbles and ultra-low gravity? It's bouncy chaos. Wait. Oh, you meant like... you and me. Oh, right. Gotcha. I knew that. Sure, massages would be perfect. My, oh my. Anyway, let's go adventure while we wait on the cyber runner to get back to us. Hey, when you're not busy, let's chat. This place is a delightful relic tangled up with hope, grit, and science.
There's nothing like an investment paying off. We've succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. Everyone should feel proud. Oh no. This moment isn't about my corporate holdings, no. Being part of Constellation was... just for me. Although there's always opportunities, I'm not above taking advantage of what we learn as a group. Alas, while I would like to take the final jump with everyone, I'm afraid the saying, "you can't take it all with you," has caught up to me. There might not be a Stroud Eklund in the next universe, and certainly not mine. And I would be a poor choice of company if I was, well, poor. Goodbye, my friend. If I could borrow a bit from Sebastian Banks, bring light into the darkness of the unknown. At this point, I don't care what you have to do to get that project back on track. Good to hear. I figured as much. See, I just finished looking over the final design they sent over before you arrived. I've got to say, it's certainly interesting. They managed to cram just about everything they could into it. Honestly, I don't think it ever occurred to me to do something like that. I'll be honest with you. This is the most expensive ship we've ever made. But I'm confident we can set a price point to make it work. I'll be happy to make it my new personal ship. Additionally, I want you to have one of the first off the assembly line for all of your hard work. Feel free to pick it up at the Star Yard. Thanks again.
A moment, Captain.
Folks in Neon have a rough time. We need to balance a potentially healthy trade with the interests of those who want to cross a line for incredible profit. Difficult to say the least.
Okay, let's settle this once and for all. Velocity
You like art?
or Chimera?
You kidding? Chimera, all
You
day.
should see the tag job on the robot at Neon Tactical. It's my best work.
Chimera's nice, but Velocity, that will get you hammered.
See, you just proved my point. Down your third velocity, and you're out cold. By the third
That
Chimera,
Cyclops
you're
should be
floating on
thanking
fucking
me.
Cloud 9.
I dressed up his toy real nice, gave him a total makeover. He's lucky that's all I did after what that thing did to my crew.
Micah learned to mix a drink like that anyway.
Well, let's face it, some people are just gifted.
Yeah, I do. And I'll make art out of your guts if you step out of line. If you aren't using that tongue, then I'll cut it out for you. You dead? If not, I can fix that for you. And what makes you think I will? My crew is exactly why I won't stop. Not until that Cyclops' blood is on the floor. True. Don't want to fight a war on two fronts. The old Cyclops got us outgunned, that's for sure. You think he scares me? I'm a disciple. So I suggest you tell that one-eyed freak to go cry somewhere else. Fine by me, punk. Let's paint the walls with your blood.
Progress to hostility. And our adventure continues. Well, they don't need it now.
What's up? Excuse me, I don't suppose you're looking for a robotics expert, are you? I have a vested interest in getting out of Neon. So much for common courtesy.
Care for another Chimera?
Sure, thanks.
Welcome. Please,
keep 'em coming.
make yourself comfortable. I can offer you a drink, or perhaps you're here seeking access to our members' lounge, where you can enjoy your Aurora experience in peace. On the contrary, our members' lounge has been specifically tailored for that very task. It's a completely secure and monitored environment where you can enjoy your aurora without the fear of being disturbed, a rare commodity in Neon. If you desire access to the lounge, you can purchase admittance for a completely reasonable fee. Otherwise, you're welcome to relax, listen to our music, and perhaps enjoy a chimera. It's a specialty alcoholic beverage only served here at Euphorica. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. A wise choice. Here's your access key. Please let us know if anything in the lounge interferes with your comfort. If you need anything else, please, don't hesitate to ask. Of course, I recommend our house specialty, the Chimera. It's a unique triple-layer drink that I believe you'll find quite delightful. It consists of mild cold soju on the top, a thin layer of fruit liqueur in the middle, and a strong dark soju at the bottom. The initial mildness of Chimera slowly warms the senses, which rapidly transitions into a sudden burst of sweetness from the fruit liqueur. This sweetness braces the palate for the impact of the much stronger, robust finish. It's a drink of my own design. May all your journeys be safe.
Yeah.
I'll take a chimera, thanks.
Of course. Coming right up.
Thanks, Micah. Take it easy.
Care for another chimera?
Sure. Thanks, Micah. And keep them coming. It's been a rough day.
If you're in need of some extra relaxation today, perhaps I could interest you in a visit to the members' lounge?
Wish I could, but I can't swing that right now.
Understandable. In the meantime, please let me know if there's anything else you need.
Were you?
Rather be doing this than getting mixed up with the gangs. What I don't sell ends up in trawl. Yeah, too bad I can't squeeze any aurora from these fish.
Hardcore kinetics isn't the only game in town, you know. I've got more than... Good work. I hope you made him squirm. Fine by me. That delinquent little punk deserves. Thanks. Styx is gonna get a new paint job, a coat of wax, the work. Oh, and here. For your trouble. Sometimes Styx, I wonder how things would be different if I took a different path. If I flipped the coin of life and it came out heads instead of tails.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
Yeah, you got a point. I would have screwed it up either way. Styx, how's this month looking?
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
I'm asking for the sales report.
Understood. Current data shows revenue has decreased 13.7%.
Yeah, so business sucks. Tell me something I don't know, Styx.
Affirmative. The word nurdle refers to a blob of toothpaste placed on the bristles of a toothbrush.
No, Styx, I didn't mean to literally tell me. Yeah, forget it. Good talk. Those punk disciples aren't gonna screw around with Styx anymore, that's for sure. The other day, Styx, I met a miner from Gazal.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get her either. Not at first. But then I realized she wasn't a miner. She was a gold digger. How did I know? 'Cause all she ever wanted was mine. Get it? Yeah, you get it, Styx. You're laughing under that thing, I can tell.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
You ever get nightmares, Styx? About the war?
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
I get what you're saying. You just want to forget, but one's got nothing to do with it.
I'm sorry. I did not understand your query. Please rephrase.
No one understands you, stupid piece of tin.
If the Lodge wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be here all that often. Don't get me wrong, Atlantis is lovely. It's just sort of predictable.
I really love this place. Couldn't imagine it anywhere else.
You can't go in. You just can't.
Do you have a story for me or not?
David's...
Welcome to SSNN, where the news never sleeps.
I hate to break it
If you're part of the David Barron fan club, try not to inflate his ego too much. He's liable to burst.
I came all this way.
Listen, I might be able to hook you up with some merch. Maybe get you...
Of course you do. Let's take a look at you. You're not from around here. My guess is you work, really work, for a living. I bet you have a story or two. I have a feeling about such things. Sounds like an old pickup line. But it really has, hasn't it? I'm interested only in primary sources. So things you've seen and or done that are newsworthy. No hearsay. So, what do you got for me? I already interviewed an ex-pirate about the robbery, but she was as reliable as good coffee around here. So you were there when it went down? What were you doing there? Oh boy. Anything you tell me as a source, I won't reveal. But there's limits to my journalistic integrity. That said, I've heard maybe the captain had it coming. Tell me about this Captain Petrov. I've heard he's a bit of an eccentric. What was your impression of him? With bona fides like that, he should run for office. No one seems to know exactly what was stolen, but everyone agrees it was valuable. Care to shed some light on it? Artifact, you say? I've been hearing whispers about those lately. Last question. About, and I'm quoting, a zoo gone wild. The other source swore up and down that alien creatures got out of their cages and went on a rampage. Please, please, please tell me she was telling the truth. It's got to be some Aurora-induced hallucination. Some days, it is worth it to get out of bed. I love it. This is just a plain old good story. Check the newsfeed for it later. And here's your payment. You have another story for me? Looks like some Crimson Fleet brainiac figured out it's easier to hit stationary targets than dogfighting in the field. And you are an eyewitness with the courtesy to find us instead of being chased down. Refreshing. So what were the pirates doing there? It's not their usual MO. Bad blood between the fabled Constellation and the Crimson Fleet? Has all the markings of what we in the SSNN call a story. So what's your role in all this? Part of a tour group? I'd tip my hat, but I seem to have misplaced it. Your people pulled a hell of a thing off. So we've covered the basics. How about any harrowing tales of daring do? How'd a bunch of miners triumph? By yourself? Uh-huh. We deal with fact, not fiction here. So try again. Are those things rated for bad guys? This is a good local story. Plucky miners band together and punch above their weight. If you ever get more stories like this, drop by. And take this to cover any incidentals, or other creative ways to pad out an expense report. you have a new story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee. You talk and get paid, I spread the news. It's a classic win-win. My source is back, here to report. You certainly get around. I'm surprised that branch has any customers left, the number of times it's been held up. But I thought the Rangers had finally managed to get a handle on it. I heard there was a standoff. That true? I hear the robbers are provided free of charge. All part of the service. What happened to the robbers? The Shaw gang? Wait, what? You cleaned them out? Jesus. I'm sorry, but I might have to dig up some witnesses to confirm that. Anyway, these things are often messy. Any customers or Galbank staff get hurt? That's really good news. Usually, well, it's a different kind of story. You were there. You were involved in resolving it. Any comment on the Freestar Rangers? Having another high-profile robbery in their own backyard is a bit of a black eye. And there's my quote right there. Very well said. Stories like this always fire up public outrage and appetite. Thanks for the interview. And take this. You have that look in your eye. What's the scoop? If you have a new story for me, I'm very happy to pay your fee. You have that look in your eye. What's the scoop? What a sordid mess. You've got some other sources we've been interviewing, but I'd love to get your take on the record. So there was a mercenary company, the First, and they were involved in taking farmlands from Freestar Collective families. Extortion, death threats, murder, all of it. Is that right? I genuinely don't know how people like that can live with themselves. So all of that? Terrible. But Ron Hope, the Ron Hope, was involved with it at the highest level. All of that suffering was a plot to save Hope Tech from going under using the side effects of a fertilizer he developed. Let me be blunt. The other sources say you killed Ron Hope. Is that correct? Not everyone sees it that way, but I got the quote. After all of that, the future of Hope Tech is an open question. Their stock has already taken a beating. Not sure if it's going to go into freefall. Any comment? And you do your job well. Thanks. If you listen to the news, you'll definitely hear this. And, maybe try not to ice any more CEOs. Just a thought. You have another story for me? I'm working on an investigative piece about some of the businesses in the well right now. Trying to get a handle on how things are in that part of the city. I'm not sure the story will get off the ground, though. I asked the higher-ups if I could go down there for some interviews, but they said it's too dangerous. They'd probably be all for it if David asked. Would you really? I'd owe you big time if you did. You've been a huge help on my other stories. I'm sure you'd do great. Great. I had 3 interviewees in mind. Teresa Mason, the owner of Kay's house, Henrik Zoran at Apex Electronics, and Nurse O'Shea from the Medbay. You don't need to ask too many tough questions. I just want to read on how their businesses are doing, and how things are in the well. I really can't thank you enough.
Welcome to SF.
It takes a strong mind and a good eye to sell art.
Hi there! Thanks for stopping in. I can take care of transactions, and if you've got... Oh, please. Oh, please. Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
Hey, you might want to...
Justice, do you know why this place has stood for so long? I make sure everyone's comfy. I tell it like it is, and I don't take any shit.
Everyone's welcome, so long as you keep your hands to yourself. No shortage of hungry mouths to feed around here. Yeah, you're welcome to some. Absolutely. I'm sure my mom would be proud to have the place featured in an article. What's up? Business is steady, as usual. We don't tolerate violence or disrespect, so a lot of folks like to spend time here. The only thing that's worrying me is a new group of customers I've seen hanging around lately. They've been watching the UC surplus store pretty closely. I have a bad feeling they might be planning something. Case House has a reputation as a safe place. I don't want to be associated with that kind of thing. Honestly, I'd really appreciate that. I'd feel terrible if something happened and I hadn't done anything to try to stop it. Why don't you come by when you have some spare time? And we'll talk it out. Great. Let me know when the article comes out, will you? I'd like to read it.
Trade Authority seems to be doing just fine
Welcome
for
to
themselves.
the Trade Authority. If, however,
surprisingly,
then I'm afraid. So, what'll... Then my disclaimer doesn't apply. Please, let me know. You won't find a better selection of... Pleasure dealing with you.
No lawyer. Can't say I'll have what you need. But you're welcome to. Happy to make a deal if I can. That's so. Think folks down here are too poor to afford electronics. Not the first time I heard that line. Yeah, I get that kind of attitude far too often. You find yourself with any more commentary, feel... It's fine. Just maybe give things an extra thought before you let him. A reporter. Fine, but I'm only talking basics. I don't like people snooping around my business. Door's still open, isn't it? That's my idea of success. Sorry if you were hoping for something more flowery. Great! Now why don't you help me out and buy something? I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
I help out Henry from time to time. Not very often.
All yours.
I've got limited resources, but I try. We're no reliant medical down. A journalist? That's a surprise. Most people don't think anything that goes on in the well is worth writing about. I'd be happy to help if I can. Things are always rough at the med bay. I'm the closest thing to a doctor that the well has, and I can't treat everyone. The last few weeks have been especially bad. There's some kind of infection going around, and a lot of kids down here are catching it. It just breaks my heart to see. Oh, you're sweet to offer. There might be something you can do, if you're willing. Let's chat again when you have some time to spare, all right? All right, dear. You let me know if there's anything else I can do for you.
You might want this.
Gotta call someone's power kept going.
You talk and get paid, I spread the news. It's a classic win-win. Hey, that's great! Thanks so much. Did everything go all right? That's why stories like this one are so important. If people knew what was going on down there, maybe they'd want to help fix it. I can't thank you enough for helping me out. I'll send you a copy of the story if it gets published. There's nothing like seeing your name in print. I have a feeling we'll see each other again.